It was a warm Friday evening in Los Angeles. The air was filled with the hum of traffic, the scent of blooming jasmine, and the soft rhythm of city life. I had just moved back to our family house in Westwood after spending years in San Francisco for work. The house had been quiet for years, until Chloe returned home from college for her summer break. Chloe, my 20-year-old stepsister, had changed. She wasn't the little girl I used to tease during holidays. She was now confident, radiant, and full of energy. We shared the same roof, but had grown up in different cities after our parents married. Technically family, but we had always felt more like distant friends than siblings. One evening, as rain tapped softly against the windows, I was lying on the living room couch watching an old movie when Chloe walked in wearing her oversized hoodie and slippers. "Ethan, I know it's weird to ask, but can I sleep in your room tonight?" she said. I raised an eyebrow. Why? There was this creepy call on my phone, and I keep hearing weird sounds in my room. I know it's silly, but I just don't want to be alone tonight. I chuckled softly. "Sure, Chloe. You can sleep on the other side of the bed." She smiled, relieved, and followed me to my room. That night, we both lay on opposite sides of the bed in silence. The soft hum of the ceiling fan filled the room. At first, we talked lightly about childhood memories and college life. Her voice was soft and tired, and mine relaxed from the calm of the moment. Around midnight, I felt a sudden shift. Chloe had turned toward me and gently placed her hand on my arm. "I'm sorry if I'm bothering you," she whispered. "You're not," I said, turning to face her. Her eyes shimmered under the dim night light. She suddenly leaned closer and hugged me tightly. "I don't know why, but I feel safe with you," she said. I placed my hand gently on her back. "You should. You're not alone anymore." For a moment, time paused. The warmth of her body, the softness of her breath, and the closeness between us felt intense. Not wrong, just unexpected. She pulled back slightly and looked into my eyes. "Do you ever feel like maybe we met for a reason, not just because of our parents?" "Chloe," I whispered. Before I could finish, she leaned in and kissed me softly, just once, then quickly pulled away, blushing. "I am sorry. I shouldn't have." I held her hand gently. "No, it's okay." We didn't speak much after that, but we stayed close that night, her head on my shoulder, my arm around her. There was no need for words, just a silent understanding that something had shifted between us. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the curtains. Chloe woke up smiling. That was the best sleep I've had in weeks. From that day, things changed. We didn't cross any lines, but our connection deepened. We'd cook together, talk late into the night, and sometimes walk around Venice Beach just to clear our minds. Every glance held meaning. Every touch sparked electricity. One evening, while walking on Santa Monica Pier, Chloe looked at me seriously. "Ethan, do you think we're allowed to feel this way?" "We didn't choose to be step-siblings," I said. "But maybe the universe wanted us to be close in whatever way it meant." She smiled, tears brimming in her eyes. "I'm scared, but I don't want to fight what I feel anymore." We didn't need to define anything that night. We just knew that we belonged in each other's lives. Maybe not in the way the world expected, but in a way that made both our hearts feel full. Ending voiceover for video. Sometimes love doesn't come with labels. It comes with moments, quiet, sincere, and unforgettable. That one night in LA changed everything, not because of what happened, but because of what began. The morning after that quiet, emotional night in my room, everything seemed different. Not awkward, just deeper. Chloe and I had breakfast together, like it was the most natural thing in the world. She made French toast, and we both laughed when she accidentally spilled syrup on the floor. There was a lightness in her eyes, but I could feel she was holding something back. Later that afternoon, I found her sitting quietly in the garden, hugging her knees. She looked up as I approached. "Ethan," she began, "do you think people would understand if we ever, admitted we were more than step-siblings?" I sat beside her. Honestly, probably not. People always judge what they don't understand. She smiled faintly. "But what we feel, it's real, right?" I nodded. More real than most things I've ever known. She reached out and held my hand. For a while, we just sat there, fingers entwined, the soft LA breeze moving through the trees. Over the next few days, our bond grew stronger. We didn't rush anything. There were no secrets between us, just long walks, coffee runs, movie nights, and the kind of chemistry that didn't need to be explained. One night, about a week later, we were watching the city lights from the rooftop. Chloe looked radiant under the stars. "I need to tell Mom," she said suddenly. I turned to her, surprised. "You sure?" She nodded. "Not everything. Just that I'm falling for someone. And that it makes me happy."
And she did.
She didn't say it was me. Not yet, but she shared that she was discovering something beautiful in her life. Our parents, caught up in their own world, didn't press her for details. Time passed. By the end of summer, Chloe had to return to college in San Diego. The night before she left, we sat in the living room, lights dimmed, hands resting between us on the couch. "Promise me," she said, "that this won't fade just because of distance." "I promise," I whispered. "This isn't just a moment, Chloe. It's the beginning of everything." She leaned into me and kissed me softly, this time with no hesitation, no fear. Ending. 6 months later. I visited Chloe on her campus during winter break. We walked under Christmas lights at Balboa Park, and she introduced me to a few of her friends, just as a friend for now. But when no one was looking, she squeezed my hand. Later that night, in her dorm room, she looked into my eyes and said, "I don't care how the world sees us anymore. I just know I'm in love with you." I held her close, whispering, "I've been waiting to hear that." Final voiceover for your video. In a city full of noise, two hearts found silence in each other. They weren't defined by titles or blood, only by what they felt. Sometimes, the greatest love stories begin in the most unexpected places, like one quiet night in LA.